So good morning. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. It's the weather's been kind of wet and cold and yucky, and it looks like the sun is trying to peek out today. So looking forward to a sunny day. It's cold, but I'm excited about the sun. So we're going to start today standing nice and tall. Our feet kind of under our hips, planted firmly. Nice long spine. You want to make sure that you have good access to your breath. That is the key to any good yoga practice. And life, access to your breath. You want to make sure you're not hunched over or feeling constricted in any way. You want that length in the spine. Just imagine you're being pulled up from the crown. And go ahead and start to take a couple of deep breaths. Expand your ribcage with your inhale. As you exhale, soften, release any tension in the shoulders. Try to extend your exhale so that you are releasing all those tense moments from your body, from your breath. Go ahead and start to take your arms out and up, reaching all the way overhead. Exhale, one arm out front, one behind you. Inhale, reach up again. Exhale, opposite side. Reach up, exhale. Reach up, exhale. Reach up, exhale. And once more, reach up, exhale. We're going to go ahead and stretch up and hold, pushing into the ceiling. Let me move back a little so that I'm in the shot. Stretch up, and we're going to go ahead and come to one side. So just stretching over to one side, opening up the whole length of the body. Inhale, come back to center and stretch up, and then opposite side. Inhale, stretch back up to center, and exhale. Sweep all the way down. Feel free to swing here a little bit if that serves you. No tension in the neck. Keep the neck soft. You can flex the knees, straighten them, whatever feels good. And softly begin to roll up back into standing. Give yourself a nice breath right here. A balanced pose at this time, and keeping one foot planted, we're going to lift the other one up, extend it out, and bring it back in. So it can be one fluid movement, or if you need to, it can be 3 distinct movements, and use the ground as support as you need it. So just finding that comfortable spot for yourself, that comfortable movement. Do what feels right for you in this moment. And then go ahead and move to the other side. Really grounding yourself on that standing leg. Again, go ahead and just step that out a little bit. Give yourself a nice breath. We're going to go ahead and grab the foot. And if you can, move your hand to the inside of the foot and just tug a little bit here. Feel free to grab a wall or piece of furniture, whatever you need. Tug a little bit, opening up the front of the leg, the thigh, stretching out the quads, and then release. And other side, grabbing the foot, moving the hand to the inside if you can, and just stretching out the quads. Really plant yourself with your standing leg. And go ahead and come back. And just shake that out. Nice. Straighten out my mat here a little bit. We're going to go ahead and move into something called breath of joy. So this starts with an inhale up, an exhale down, and an inhale open. So we cycle through this a couple of times, and it really gets your oxygen levels going. Feels amazing, and it's called the breath of joy. So inhale, exhale, inhale, 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 inhale, and exhale. Come back to standing. Give yourself a nice breath. I'm gonna turn my mat sideways a little bit here, and we'll move into a nice triangle at this point. So stepping out nice and wide, and feet at this point facing wherever your nose is pointing, so right in front of you. And then your arms come up shoulder height. You're gonna push out one foot now to where your fingers are pointing. And the other one is still pointing forward, or if you need to push out the heel a little bit to give yourself a better turn ability, go ahead and do that. So exhale, we're going to tip our body over, and inhale, come back. Exhale, tip the body over, inhale back. Exhale, tip, inhale up. Exhale, tip, inhale up. We're going to tip over and hold. Keep the breath soft. Your gaze is down on your toes or up at the ceiling. You can lower your hand to your waist if you need to, or on your shoulder, wherever you're comfortable. Keep the breath gentle here. Hold this pose. You should be feeling a lot of nice stretch happening along the side of the body and possibly in the inner thighs. And then bring yourself back up. Lower your arms. Feet are all pointing forward again, wherever your nose is. Give yourself a nice breath. Arms back up, shoulder height, and we're going to push out the opposite foot. So again, if you need to angle your back heel slightly, go ahead and do that. You want to make sure that you are not constricting your breath, holding your breath. The breath is our guide. So exhale, tip, inhale up. Exhale, tip, inhale up. Exhale, tip, inhale up. Exhale, tip, inhale up. Exhale, tip, and hold. Keep your breath gentle. And inhale, come back up, feet point forward, drop the hands, give yourself a nice breath. We're going to walk the feet together and just step it out. Give yourself a moment and allow yourself a breath. We're going to swing our arms up, exhale the body halfway forward. Inhale up, half squat. Inhale up, halfway forward. Inhale up, half squat. Keep your back long for this motion. Don't curl your back. Come as far forward as your body lets you come. Doesn't matter. It is you and your practice. Exhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. We're going to hold this half squat. So hands are in prayer in front of you, or out, or on your thighs, wherever you need them to be for your breath to come soft and even. Keep pressing into the ground over here. Hold your half squat. And then come to one side with your hands, if that serves you. Going back to center, opposite side. And then come back to center. If you want to play a little bit more, you're going to bring one leg up and place it on the opposite thigh. And just hold that for a moment. Or not. Today's not the day, it seems like. Here we go. And then switch sides. Come back, drop your hands, lift the hips at this moment, and release any tension in the neck. And then bring yourself back up. Give yourself a nice breath. We're going to find ourselves in down dog. So just getting yourself to the front of the mat. Stretch upwards, bring your arms down, and step back into your down dog or jump back or whatever works, and walk the dog first. Moving your legs, kind of stretching out the back of the legs here, and then pushing into the heels and pushing your hips into the ceiling. I'm right now pushing my navel towards the top of my thighs. Come up to your tippy toes, and we're going to take one leg to the ceiling and just stretch that out over here. Come back down, take up the second leg. Come back down, push into your hips, and release to all fours. We're going to cat-cow over here. So on all fours, you're going to curl the tailbone under. Inhale, lift the chin to the tailbone. Exhale, curl under. Inhale, lift. So just moving through those motions at your own pace. And then coming back to center, take your chin over one shoulder, take a look at your tailbone. Come back, other side. Come back to center. We're going to step out with one leg in front of you, and you can use your hand to move it there. And just stretch into this front leg. Just holding that stretch, opening up the inner thighs. Really stretch. And breathing softly. Go ahead and walk your hands backwards. Let yourself stretch over the extended leg. So it doesn't matter how far back you're going or how much of a stretch you're getting. As long as you're feeling the stretch and you are breathing softly, that's the way you need to do it. So just allowing yourself to be there with that stretch. Coming forward again, once again stretching the inner thighs and groin area. And then go ahead and curl your back toe under if it serves you and you want to take this a little bit further. You're going to come up into a lunge. So now we're not stretching anymore, we are strengthening the legs at this point. So you can keep your hands on the mat right here and hold that. And if you feel like challenging yourself a bit, you start to come up. So hands on your thighs, or here, or here, or here, wherever it feels good to you. And then lower yourself back down. Draw your leg under and push back to a nice wide knee child. Inhale back to all fours. Step the opposite foot out. And go ahead and stretch into that front leg. Again, opening up the inner thighs and groin area, being with that stretch and breathing softly through it. And then walk your hands back. Let yourself stretch over the extended leg. Again, just wherever your comfort lies. Making sure you're breathing gently. Come forward again and hold that stretch. You can stay right here, or you can curl your back toe under, come into a lunge. Again, you can stay right here if you're lunging, or you can come up. So make sure that you're breathing gently, pushing into that back leg. And release when you're ready. Draw the front leg under and push back into child. Bring yourself up and give yourself a breath here. So I just wanted to mention that many people find this position uncomfortable. And that's not unusual. We've been used to sitting in chairs our entire lives, and suddenly to sit like this stretches muscles that we don't normally stretch. So one of the ways to overcome that is to move a rolled mat or a cushion under your ankles, or between your knees and your thighs, or both. And slowly you begin to either use a smaller cushion or roll the mat a little thinner, or a blanket, and reduce the space. And you'll find that you can sit like this. And what's the benefit of sitting like this? Why do we care? This stretches your quads, and it gives your knees a lovely stretch and keeps them flexible. And we do need to keep the flexibility in our knees and joints, other joints too, in order to age well, essentially. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable in this position with cushions, rolled blankets, whatever helps you. And in this situation here, we're going to move into Madrasan, or victory pose. So just interlacing the fingers, we're going to inhale, stretch up. I'm pushing my hips into my feet right now, and I'm pushing my hands to the ceiling. If you're comfortable sitting in this position, you can move out a little so that now my hips are pushing into the mat. And so this gives you a little bit of a W sit, and I know that that has been badly spoken of, but trust me, this is great stretch for your legs, ankles, knees, and quite good for you. So back to the stretch, interlacing your fingers, sending them to the ceiling, pushing my hips into the mat between my feet. And I'm just really stretching right here. And breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We're going to come into easy pose. So getting nice and tall right here. We're going to come into a little bit of a spinal stretch. So I'm holding my knees. I'm going to push my belly forward, and then I'm going to push my spine out. I'm going to inhale, push my belly forward, and I'm going to exhale, push my spine out, curl my chin. Inhale, I'm going to lift up. So I'm just doing cat-cow, but seated, and really moving that spine. Coming back up, we're going to plant one hand to the side of your body and just stretch overhead. Really reaching for that opposite wall, opening up the entire side of the body. Inhale, come back to center and other side. Stretch, enjoy the stretch. Inhale, come back to center. Give yourself a moment. We're going to come into a soft twist, so grabbing one knee with the opposite hand. You're going to go ahead and look over your shoulder. I am not tugging on this knee. I don't want to torque the lower back more than it's comfortable. So wherever my muscles take me, that's where I land. And then other side, again, allowing all the turn to come from my muscles, not from using my hands to cause more torque in the lower back. And go ahead and come back. Moving the spine around like that really helps keep the spinal fluid moving up and down your spinal cord and keeps the spine young. So, you can always tell when you're looking at an older spine. It becomes very evident with its twists and turns and curves that are not naturally built into the system. So keeping that fluid moving, keeping the spinal cord nice and long is key to having better circulation in the entire body. It keeps you pain-free. It keeps you feeling better, more energetic. It allows free circulation, and that is so important in staying healthy and productive for your entire life. So go ahead and give yourself a couple of nice deep breaths here. Again, opening up the ribcage, exhale, soften. So leaning back a little, we're going to bring our feet out in front of us, and we're just going to move into boat pose. So rocking back and bringing the legs up. So you can move your hands up here or here, keep them here, plant one foot, whatever feels good. If you're feeling pretty good, stretch out. And you can play with that too, stretching, coming back, stretching, coming back, stretching, coming back, stretching, coming back, stretching, coming back. Go ahead and release forward, move the spine, and then come back up into your boat pose and just holding or moving. You can move one leg at a time. You can just play with it. Forward, move the spine back and forth. Good, bring the soles of the feet together, and we're simply going to come into a forward bend here. So coming as far forward as your body lets you go. And you can leave your hands here. You can also slide them under your legs if that feels good to you. And we're just going to hang out here for a couple of breaths, allowing any opening and expansion. So this does open the inner thighs and also the lower back. So excellent stretch and just a nice moment to recover and rest. And bring yourself up gently. And you may notice that when you are in that position that all sorts of sensations and feelings come up. And just be with them. You don't need to push them away. You don't need to draw them to you. Just be with those sensations and notice them and be aware of them. A lot of what occurs in a yoga practice is the release of tension in our body. And sometimes that manifests as emotions or memories or thoughts in addition to the physical release. So just be with those sensations and notice them. We're going to go ahead and come onto our spine at this moment. So hope everything's okay back there. Go ahead and we're going to roll. So if you don't like spinal rolls, continue to move your spine back and forth here. If you're okay with it, we're inhaling back, exhaling forward. Go ahead and stretch back. Exhale. Bring your legs down to the mat at your own pace. Give yourself a nice breath. We're going to go ahead and move our hands under our hips. And I'm going to cycle. So pulling my legs in, I'm going to cycle, pull my chin in, and just using my legs to move through the air. This gives a nice massage to my belly, circulates all sorts of stuff in my legs. It's an inversion as my legs are over my heart. And it's a very gentle inversion. So excellent for everyone. And go ahead and reverse your cycle. Many people think that inversions have to be headstands or handstands, and that's just not true. This is an inversion. As long as your feet are over your heart, you're doing an inversion, and that creates so many opportunities for your blood to move around in ways that it just doesn't when you are right side up. And go ahead and pull your knees into your chest. Roll that around. Go ahead and stretch your legs back out. Your arms overhead. Lengthen your body. Stretch. Bring your arms out into a T, one knee or both knees up, and then you're going to drop the near knees over the body. Head is facing the opposite direction. And then go ahead and switch sides. I'm going to move over so that my dog is undisturbed. And then come back to center. Give yourself a nice breath. We're going to take our arms back up overhead. We're going to bring the legs up to the ceiling, arms up, arms down, legs down. Inhale, legs up, exhale, arms. Inhale, exhale. 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 And we're going to hold our dead bug pose. Keep the breath soft. If you needed to modify, I should have said this before, bent legs, one leg at a time, always work with your body. And bring it in, roll it out. Plant the feet close to the body, hip width apart. We're just going to push the hips up into bridge. So inhale, bridge, exhale, down. And nothing extreme, just a soft inhale and exhale. Just moving gently. Again, really trying to get that fluid moving in the spine. Keep it young, keep it flexible, limber. That is the key to feeling good. The vagus nerve runs all up and down your spine and creating circulation there keeps us happier. And we're going to hold. So now you can clasp your fingers under. Move your shoulders under your body if you like. And just hold this bridge pose. And release. Go ahead and windshield wiper your knees. We're going to extend the legs out about 6 inches away from each other. Arms out. Palms about 6 inches away from the body, facing up. You can wriggle your shoulders and your chin. And just make sure you're comfortable. We're just going to hang out here in Shavasana for a couple of breaths. If you have the time, go ahead and pause the video and just hold your Shavasana for 10 to 15 minutes. When you're ready, we're going to come back. And go ahead and find a nice, easy pose for your body. Give yourself a couple of breaths right here. We're going to do something called pratilom. So sitting in a manner that works for your body in this moment, find that comfortable position. Long spine. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use the thumb and the ring finger to close off the nose slightly, not fully, just a tiny bit to restrict the airflow going in. So inhale with that slight restriction on the nostrils. And then release after having let go. So let me repeat. You're inhaling with slight restriction to the nostrils, and then exhaling, no restriction to the nostrils. And we're going to do that 5 times. And that increases the nitric acid production, nitric oxide production in your body, and helps with immunity, helps with energy, helps with blood pressure, helps with anxiety. So really effective way to help your system. So we'll begin. All the breathing is done through the nose, of course. And just give yourself whatever kind of breath you need. Thank you for sharing this yoga practice with me.